Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Shri Shri Radha Damodar Ki. So I'd like to welcome each one of you for this Karthik month celebration that we are having. And I'm very happy that you could find time to come on a Sunday evening. Is it a Sunday or a Saturday? Sunday. So, you could have done so many things, but you are here. That shows you have at least some interest in this thing in life. We will take one verse and we will try to discuss this through different angles. You can repeat after me. Ayurharati Vaipumsam Udyan Astam Chayannaso Tasyarte Yat Kshano Nita Uttama Shloka Vartaya Ayurharati Vaipumsa Udyan Astam Chayannaso Tasyarte Yat Kshano Nita Uttama Shloka Vartaya Ayurharati Vaipumsa Udyan Astam Chayannaso Tasyarte Yat Kshano Nita Uttama Shloka Vartaya. So, this is the rare occasion of Karthik month, which we are trying to celebrate, and today is the 7th day, right? 4 days of Karthik meditation I did, and then 2 days Badrinaran Prabhu did, and then today is the 7th day. That means there are, out of this 4 weeks, 1 week is gone. And I thought this verse is very important because it tries to convey something very, very meaningful and powerful in our lives. Srila Prabhupada had a friend by name Mr. Mohta in Mumbai. This Mr. Mohta was very rich man, so rich and affluent that he had some ancient property in Pakistan, and the first Prime Minister or President of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he used to live in his place. Very rich man. And he was known to Prabhupada. So once Prabhupada went to his house, and this man was busy doing some calculations, right? Maybe preparing the balance sheet, writing profit and loss. And he was very busy, deeply engrossed. So Prabhupada asked him, when you are busy preparing the balance sheet of your company, have you ever prepared the balance sheet of your life? And he thought, balance sheet of my life? That I have never done. If at all I have to do the balance sheet of my life, what will go? I mean, for a balance sheet of a company, you put money which you are earning, money which you are spending. What will go in the balance sheet of our life? Our Acharya, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who is father of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, used to say that every sadhaka, that's all of us, in every Ekadashi, we should look back and see how the 15 days have gone by. So what do you measure? If you have to measure really, like how did this week go by? The week has just gone. It has gone past. What do you need to measure? What do you think? What should you measure? This verse is giving a clue. That's why we read this verse. Actually, if you have to do a balance sheet of your life, find out how much time you spent in bhakti. That's your profit. Rest all are loss. How? He's saying, Ayur harati vaipumsan udyan astam chayanaso tasyarte yat kshano lok kshano nita uttama shloka vartaya ayur harati vaipumsan. Ayur harati vaipumsan means when the sun rises and the sun sets. Harati is it takes away. It takes away, it snatches. Ayur harati vaipumsan, by certainly. Not for you, not just for her, not just for her, not just for him. Pumsam, for all of us. Ayur harati vaipumsan, udyan astam chayanaso. We can't protest, we can't say, though, please today, I was a little careless. Allow me to, just excuse me today. Tomorrow onwards I'll be sincere. Ayur harati vaipumsam udyanastan chayanaso. Prabhupada says, as soon as we take birth, we are dying. How many of us celebrate our birthdays? All of us, right? We like to celebrate our birthday. There's nothing wrong. You feel that's a good thing to do. But what we don't see is, when you are celebrating your 20th birthday, 30th birthday, 40th birthday, 50th birthday, 50 years you've died. Suppose you are coming from Acton to temple and the distance is about 45 minutes. If the child is restless, Motherji, you can take care. So if the distance is 45 minutes and you have traveled 25 minutes, that means you are just 20 minutes away. And this is a race which all of us, we are traveling, we are going, and we are celebrating when we are thinking that it's a great thing that, we have, this is our 20th year, 25th year, whatever it is. But we are becoming that many days close to death, to the destination. Ayur harate vaipumsan udyan astam chayanaso tasyarte yat kshano nita. Everybody is getting crushed in the wheel of time. Very, very, very precarious. It's, yes, you look at the child, you feel that, sometimes you are also like that. Or it appears as if, yesterday only I passed out from my college. I still remember my first job, but it's 25 years over. Silver Jubilee said some invitation for our, this thing has come. 25 years have passed. I remember as if yesterday, when I was playing in the street with some cricket ball and the ball used to go, I used to call, Uncle, give me the ball. Now you pass, and I heard somebody saying, hey, Uncle, can you pass the ball? You don't realize how this goes. So what? So, tasyarte yat kshano nita. There is one exception. Uttama shloka vartaya. Those of us who are investing our time in hearing Krishna Gatha, we become exempt from this. Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of the all-good personality of Godhead. It's how important this is. How important it is. And we don't realize this. We become callous, and we think it is okay, and we get busy with so many things, and then this wonderful, rare human form of life which is given to us slips away from our hand. Slips away. That's why the verse that we have taken for this Karthik month meditation, Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichata Bhayam. Tasmat Bharata Sarma. Tasmat is therefore, hence. It's a word which implies action. Tasmat. Therefore, Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma. Bharata is referring to Parikshit. Sarvatma. Sarvatma, Bhagavan, Ishvaro, Hari. 4 words which are used to describe the Supreme Lord. Shrotabhya, you must hear. Must. Bidhiling. You have to. There is no choice. Shrotabhya, Kirtitavya. You should, you must glorify. Smartavya, you should remember. If you want to become fearless in this material world. So this verse says how important it is, the time in our life, and how most people, without knowing how the time slips away from their hand. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he is instructing to Sanatana Goswami, he is saying there are 5 different kinds of consciousness. Actually, when you are preparing, if at all you have a habit of writing diaries, whether it is weekly or fortnightly, or if it is like what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, that every Ekadasi you look back, what is it that you should see? What is it that you should measure in your life? Go for it. It's not spiritual progress. How do you measure that? Reciting God's name. Good. You can see how much time you have spent in reciting or chanting the names of the Lord. What else you can do? How much time you spent in reading literature? Okay. Temple services. Bhaktivinoda Thakur pinpoints this. Chanting? Charity. Okay. He pinpoints this, that look back and see how's your consciousness. How's your Chaitana? And that ultimately each one of us, we know this. Is it getting improved? Is it getting developed? Or is it going down? Today in the morning I was mentioning that this human life is meant for developing the vertical relationship with the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are 5 kinds of consciousness. First is covered, achadita. Covered consciousness means the consciousness is there, but it's just fully covered, like trees. They're alive, they grow, they have, you pour water, things happen. But the consciousness, they don't even, can't even protest, standing in winter, scorching heat, naked. That's the consciousness that they have. Achadita. Then comes Sankuchita. Sankuchita is contracted. Animals, birds, reptiles, insects, aquatics, so many varieties of those. They don't have the developed consciousness. That is Sankuchita. Then comes Mukulita. Mukulita means budding. So human beings come in Mukulita category, or budding. I'll ask you a question if we have time, so remember this, very, very, very important. Mukulita is budding. But most of these people are atheistic. They don't have any, they just want to unrestrictedly enjoy their senses. No understanding of what the purpose of life. They're the maximum category. Then comes Vikasita, developed consciousness. So devotees who are trying to practice, want to take it seriously, and they're struggling, but they're in the developed consciousness. And then comes fully developed. That's all pure devotees, who do not have anything else save and except, in Krishna conscious, completely conscious of Krishna. Fully developed. Right now, we are in the developed stage. We should endeavor hard to go for fully developed state. That fully developed state is required. And that is possible in this human form of life. But in the biggest hurdle that we face is the effect of time. Time is going away. Actually, if you see Bhagavatam, it is meant to awaken us. It's an accumulation, or it's a congregation. It's a union of various events in different people's lives who kind of wasted their life, who like us, who have those polluted aims of life of enjoying, and they got carried away. And what happened to them after they got carried away? Or some people, they got awakened after that. How did they get awakened? What did they do? All these things are there so that when we watch a movie, we identify with those characters. We strongly emote with those, the characters which are depicted, and we feel sometimes happy, sad, morose, and we come out. Like that, this Bhagavatam is given so many wonderful instances where we can identify with those characters and rectify our life. Rectify our lives, because this is the precious gift which the Lord has given. And unless we cherish, utilize it properly, it will be gone. Just to give you one example, there is a mention of a king by name Yayati in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The king Yayati was so engrossed in sense gratification, just wants to enjoy. So much deep desire he had that, he went, his desires were unfulfilled, and he went and asked his youngest son, "Can you give me your youth? Because I want to indulge." And the youngest son gave his youth to him. And then he went on for indulgence for thousands of years. But very interestingly, after 1,000 years, when he realized, oh, what a terrible mistake. Alas, what did I do? And when he realized that, he immediately, actually there is a verse which comes, I just wanted to show you this. Ashevitam varshapugan sadvargam vishayesu saha kshanena mumuchenidam jata paksha ivadvijaha. Having enjoyed sense gratification for many, many, many years, O King Parikshit, Yayati was accustomed to it, but he gave it up entirely in a moment, just as a bird flies away from the nest as soon as its wings have grown. This analogy is very powerful. Apart from the human beings who take second initiation, who are called Dvijas, because there is a second birth, birds are also known as Dvijas. You know why? The first birth they have, that is through the form of eggs. And when the eggs are hatched, they'll again come out. So 2 births they have. They're called Dvijas. The bird, the small baby birds, when it is not very tiny, maybe the mother bird is bringing some food, and it is there. As soon as it develops the wings, immediately it flies away. The reason I'm bringing up this example is, we don't have a lot of time, but the example is very powerful. He enjoyed sense gratification for many, many years, but he gave it up entirely in a moment. For some of us, it takes so long time. We take it casually. चल रहा है. Bhakti is also part of my life. कभी कभी आ जाता हूँ, संडेस में देख लेता हूँ, मन किया तो ठीक है, टाइम है तो है, नहीं है तो ठीक है. तीव्रेण भक्ति योगेन यजते पुरुष परम. In this purport, the reason Prabhupada mentions is, and that verse which yesterday Prabhupada was mentioning, that verse is also there, Shrunvata Swagata Krishna, but he is saying, we must therefore be very sincere. Sincerity is needed. It's not a casual thing. Chalega, nahi hua, kya hai? Sincere in surrendering ourselves. Nobody can teach one person to become sincere. Sometimes the so precious human form of life which is given, it will just be gone. Just like that, we will not even realize. To be very, very sincere. Why the consciousness is very important? Can somebody say what is the reason why consciousness is so important?
Because if we set it right, it can take us back to the Godhead.
Okay. Even before that, that's definitely true. If you want to be happy in life, if you have a developed consciousness, you can be happy. You don't need money, you don't need so-called external validation, accreditation, accumulation, right consciousness. Can you give some examples of people from Bhagavatam who were very rich, but they were also devotees and happy? Any kings? Yes. Parikshit, Ambarish, Prithu, Chitraketu. All of them were very rich. Janak, which the example of that is given in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, so they were all rich, but they were happy. Can you give examples of someone who didn't have a lot of wealth materially, but yet they were very happy? Who? Sudama, okay. Who? Narada as a child. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Some other, I want to know some. Chaitanya Charitamrita? There is one. Huh? Who? The Brahmana, okay. Kulavecha Sridhar. You know what is his earning? One rupee or 1 paisa? What? 1 rupee. Out of which 50% of that he used to give it for as charitable act to the Lord. 50% he used to have 1 rupee by selling those leaf donas. He used to have a roof which is filled with holes. The dhoti that he was wearing, 22 holes are there. But he's happy. Happily enjoying life. Nothing he had. There is another example which is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita of a person who had got leprosy. Vasudev Datta. Imagine if somebody has got leprosy. How comfortable somebody who's sitting next to you. Leprosy, wounds and something is oozing out. You'll sit next to him or you'll sit. आप आए हैं भक्त हैं बहुत अच्छा है but I want to be very careful. That person was so elevated that if something used to fall out of his body, some insect or something, he will bring it back and put it back again in that wound, in that pus, in that thing, sore. Very happy. Everybody deserted because he had got such terrible disease. He goes to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in one Kulinagram. By the time he reached there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left. Thought, what is the use? The intensity in the heart is increasing day by day. I want to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He goes there and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left and he was so dejected, so sad, so morose. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes back. And embraces him nicely. He doesn't even care about this. And his body got completely transformed. Had it been any one of us, what would have happened? Sandhya ji would have jumped in ecstasy. Kya body mila humko. That fellow started crying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, don't give me this body. Because the remembrance of yours that I'm having, because of this condition, it will go away. I don't want this. Take it away, this boon. I don't need it. Sincerely, intensely. We must therefore be very sincere. Actually, we take it so casually. 802. I'll share some instructions which comes in the Bhagavatam in 1st canto, 13th chapter. Okay, this is Vidura, because just before the battle of Kurukshetra, Vidura didn't want to be there. He got insulted, he left. He only comes back because he had that compassion for his brother Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was materially blind, spiritually blind, and he was living in the house, still attached. He comes and gives this instructions, very powerful. about the importance of time, how we should be so careful in our life. The first one he says, Evam graheshu saktanam pramattanam tad ihaya atyakramad abhigyataha kalah parama dustaraha. Evam graheshu saktanam pramattanam tad ihaya atyakramad abhigyataha. First thing is kala. Time is imperceptible. Nobody knows it. It's as if yesterday you both came for Janmashtami to the temple, isn't it? It looks like, my memory of this, but 2 years have passed, 1 year, 1.5 years has passed. Very surreptitiously, this thing, it goes away. You feel you're now 50 or 60, whatever, or 40, 30, whatever your age is. You still feel you're very young, as if I just started my family yesterday. I just finished my education. I just started my job. Time goes away. Evam graheshu saktanam. Especially for people who are graheshu saktanam, who are too attached to their household life. कैसे टाइम निकल जाता है पता नहीं चलता है. आज ये है, कल वो है, आज इसका है, कल कुछ है, परसों इधर जाना है, इधर जाना है. एवं ग्रहेषु सक्तानां प्रमत्तानां तदिहया अत्यक्रमाद अभिज्ञातः. अभिज्ञातः. It surpasses you. Time goes away. Abhigyanta, but you don't have any sense. How, when our nails grow, when our hairs grow, how does it happen? Do we realize? हम देखते, कभी-कभी देखते हैं. Now the nails have grown. Now I have to trim it. Atyakramad abhigyatah kalaha paramadustaraha. So that's why you have to be so awake. I can't allow it to slip just like that. The first characteristic. There is, and it doesn't spare anyone. Doesn't. There's a famous actress, I forgot her name, Hollywood actress. I think she was from France or something. She saw one wrinkle, or maybe one grey hair, one of those two, under her eyes. She committed suicide. Look at Prabhupada, 70 years old, came by the instruction of his spiritual master. No fear, but he was so attractive. Attraction doesn't come by physical beauty. Attraction comes by your spiritual development. You can attract people. 70-year-old man, he could attract the hippies. They were addicted to LSWs, whatever, marijuana, this, that, substance. Addictive. Gave it up. Gave it up. The first characteristics. Second one, he says, Viduras tad abhipretya dhritarashtram abhasata rajan nirgamyatam sigram pashyedam bhayamagatam. Kala, as the time progresses, we develop fear. Kya hoga? Jat 50, 55, 60. We see sometimes, some old people come, they can't sit. You have to give some chair. You have to be respectful and all, because it's difficult. We don't realize very soon we will replace them. We will be also in that position. Not be able to walk, not be able to sit, not be able to hear, not be able to see. And we have to achieve so many things. We have to make our life perfect, and time is running away, but I'm not. And there will be fear. Rajan nirgamyatam sigram. Quickly you come out of this. Nirgamyatam sigram pashyadam. See, bhayama. You're looking so scared now. Bhayamagatam. When Prabhupada went to France, there used to be a statement in those days which says that France is Napoleon and Napoleon is France. So Prabhupada, when he was giving a lecture over there, he's asking, where is that Napoleon? Where has he gone? Where are so many successful entrepreneurs, businessmen, politicians, whoever it is, so successful, who were there in the past, in their great glories, where are they? Some people we don't even remember. They were there, they are gone. Our case will not be any different. So, bhayamagata, pasyedam bhayamagatam. And then he's saying, So first is, it is imperceptible. Second, it produces fear. Third, pratikriyana yasyeha kutaschit karhichit prabho saesha bhagavan kalaha sarvesham na samagata. Pratikriya. There is no counteraction. No matter how much you try some artificial teeth, hair implantation. Now hair implantation, I was talking to somebody, it's very expensive. You put some contact, try to, with this thing, do something. You think temporarily you have overcome this thing? No. Pratikriya na yasyeha. There is no pratikriya. Kutaschit karhichit prabho saesha bhagavan kalaha. So I'm Lord. I mean, the Bhagavan, his impersonal energy is kala. Sarvesham na samagataha. I've heard this story. I remember, once when I was working first time, and how small things we get so entangled in our life. I used to live in one house. It was a rental place, and the owner used to live in the ground floor. I was staying in the first floor, two-storied place. And one day I came, and this man was completely drunk, fully. Eyes were red, and he was shouting and screaming, and something was going on. So I was scared to go upstairs because I had to go through, and I was seeing that he's there in the drawing room. So I just went and asked him, "Hey, what's going on? What happened?" Very politely and scared way. He said, "You know what? My brother has bought a color TV. And I still have a black and white TV. And he was drunk and he was mad on that thing." Reason I am bringing this up is, it's very fresh in my mind, that we think, our consciousness is so this thing in so many things. We think by only this we can be happy. He has got better sari, he has got better gari, I have got nothing, and madly we are trying. And kala in the process is taking away. Pratikriyana yasyeha kutaschit karhichit prabho saesha bhagavan kalaha sarvesham na samagata. Pratikriyana yasyeha. There is no counteraction. Kutaschit karhichit prabho. I don't know how many of you probably know or not. There used to be a famous actress of Hindi cinema, very old, 60s and 70s probably. Her name was Meena Kumari. Okay, so Meena Kumari, once she was going with her troop. In those days, it's not like modern day, the flights, the cities were not so connected. She was going by road, and they decided to camp in a place somewhere close to Madhya Pradesh. And those days, those dacoits of Chambal, they were very notorious. So she had a camp, and she was there, and some dakus of Chambal came. So they asked, "Where is Meena Kumari's camp?" So the real fat, big mustache, gun one, we would have seen in movie, right? He came in front of Meena Kumari. He looked at her, and then took out his knife and gave it to her. So Meena Kumari said, "What should I do with this?" "Autograph." And he just read, not those days we didn't have selfie, right? So it said autograph. And the autograph he took and he went away. That Meena Kumari, when she died, nobody was there. So much of success. She was alcoholic, had these things, so liver problem, something, passed away. Pratikriyana yasyeha kutaschit karhichit prabho saesha bhagavan kalaha sarvesham na samagat. Actually, whom we want to cheat? Whom you want to cheat? You think you are very smart, you will come in this way, you will try to do this, and then you will get away from this. We are cheating ourselves. The only reason Yayati could come out of it in just one moment, because that realization was so strong, very strong realization. And he could come out of it because there was sincerity in the heart. That sincerity, that tivra, that intensity is needed. Otherwise it becomes very casual. We can find wonderful excuses for our lives, for the way it is. But there is only one reason for our life to become Krishna conscious, because we've got this human form of life, and on top of that we've got the great fortune of coming in touch with a pure devotee. Great fortune. I told we are in the developed state. We can go there if we just become sincere, alert, and we take it very seriously. So we will chant this verse one more time, and then we will close today's and we'll go for this thing. My only request is, as I said, 1 week is gone, and the 3 weeks Karthik will be gone. So at least, have this habit of looking back. How is your consciousness? How are you feeling? Are you feeling jealous, sad, angry, envy when you see somebody else is prospering? Then still a long way to go. Ideally, there should be happiness in seeing somebody else prospering and sadness when somebody is suffering. A long way to go. Ayurharati Vaipumsam Udyan Astam Chayanaso Tashyarte Yat Kshanonita Uttama Shloka Vartaya Ayurharati Vaipumsam Udyan Astam Chayanaso Tasyarte Yat Kshanonita Uttama Shloka Vartaya. We will chant one more time, as I mentioned in the beginning of the Karthik month meditation. Even if you chant one verse of Bhagavatam as per Skanda Purana, it is chanting all the 18 Puranas. So chant, don't hesitate, don't worry, chant and know and try to understand the meaning. Ayurharati Vaipumsam Udyan Astam Chayanaso Tasyarte Yat Kshanonita Uttama Shloka Vartaya. So the coming 3 weeks that we have in Karthik, though there are a lot of festivals, but our goal is, how do I develop sincerity in every spiritual activity? How do I hear nicely with proper attention? How do I chant nicely? One moment Prabhupada says a person can become Krishna conscious if he is sincere in his heart. How do I do that? We've been doing, but something is somewhere not there. How do I improve myself? How do I make my consciousness more developed? That is what we will do, and when we do it together in association, we get the maximum benefit. We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Radha Damodar ki.